All right, welcome everyone to the very first NewPreneur tips. Yeah, welcome. This is going to be a lot of fun. So my intention with this, just to say really quickly, is to have a weekly broadcast that is focused on people that want to be an entrepreneur and want to be an entrepreneur for either the first time, either part-time, full-time, or maybe you want to shift what you're doing. This show, this topic, is for those of you that want to explore that more deeply and get into some of the mechanics of how do you run your own business, what are your options, and what things should you avoid. And so if you are a person that is wanting to get into control of your own destiny as far as money goes, as far as your life goes, your work, your balance between what you do for a living and the time you spend at home, if you're someone that wants to have more time with your family, more time with your friends, or if you're a person that's just a workaholic and wants to have less time with all those people, I can make it happen for you. Any of those things. So that is my purpose for doing this. And so for this very first episode, again, we're going to try and keep these to about 10 minutes. And there's some reasons for that, largely because if we go over 10 minutes, then I have to edit it down in order for it to be viewed on LinkedIn. So the goal here is to under 10 minutes get to a single nugget or a good truth for the day and let you go on with your life and business. We have other things that you'll be able to tune into, and I'll tell you about those coming up at the end of this episode. So today, for the first NewPreneur Club, if you will, broadcast, we're going to be talking about starting with why. So now, there's a book of the same topic, same title, that is a fantastic read. So we're not talking about the book specifically, but I think that start with why as a concept works across the board. In other words, if you're not connected with why you're doing something, then you're not really going to have a good result from that. And so, as I quoted in my last book, actually, from a comedian, Michael Jr., that oh, and I'm going to mess this up, of course. So let's just grab the book and make sure I should get this right, because I don't want to misquote here. So the quote is right here in the introduction, actually. When you know your why, you have options on what your what can be. Because when you know your why, your what has more impact because you're walking in or towards your purpose. When you know your why, you're walking in and towards your purpose. So getting connected with that is extremely important. If you are looking to start a new venture, if you're looking to have something that's maybe a side income, or you're looking for something that is actually going to replace your day job and become the thing you're doing, doesn't matter. If you don't have a clear reason why you're doing it, then ultimately you're just doing it for somebody else's purposes, not for your own. And so my first thing, the very first thing I want you to hear from me is that it is crucially important that you are taking actions because you know your why. You have a reason for doing them, not just because you saw some guy on the internet saying you should start a business, and so you started a business. That is not a why, and your what, the thing you're doing, will not have any good results because that is not connected with anything real, tangible, nothing that inspires you to move forward. If you don't have a clear connection with that, then you won't move forward. Now, the thing I'm going to be talking about all this week on this and other broadcasts is money. Now, this is something that is a hard topic for a lot of people to get their brains around. In fact, I should have had it in my hand. I just finished reading through a booklet that Grant Cardone put together on, kind of the mindset of a millionaire kind of a thing. And I'll be honest, sometimes reading things like that is hard for me because there's this programming that we have about money. But here's the reality. If you are looking to have a business of any size, it doesn't matter if you are like my wonderful and talented wife who crafts things out of leather and sells them at a boutique collection. I don't know what you call that, marketplace, or online, or to people. It doesn't really matter. Her why is because she genuinely enjoys giving that joy and satisfaction to people from wearing a handmade product that she's created. And so there's a transference of value. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about today. But her why is that she genuinely enjoys doing that and genuinely enjoys, seeing how people are enjoying it. And so that's a why for her. For me, I have a lot of whys, but ultimately my goal, my reason for being here on this planet is to leave this world better than I found it and inspire as many people as I can to do the same. That is a why. Now, money is a result of a business. It is what a business is there to do. It doesn't matter what the size of the business or whatever it is. The goal is to generate revenue. In other words, make money. That is something that a business, that's what it's why. Making money is not a why. Making money as a result. Making money is a thing that's happening with that. So, it doesn't matter what your why is, and as far as the mechanics of the business, it matters a lot to you for staying in it and getting started, getting going. Your why is very important. So, if your why is you want to be more independent, if your why is you want to make some extra cash, like on the side, like maybe you're going to drive for like Uber or Lyft or something like that, just to have something on the side, or deliver food or packages on the side. That's an extra cash kind of thing. That's a why. You have some reasons behind that. Even like there's some goal you're trying to meet. Maybe you're trying to get out of debt. Maybe you're trying to save up for something special. I don't know. Diversify your income, whatever it is. There's a why of having something extra on the side. Maybe you're looking to replace your income. Maybe you're wanting to say, okay, what I'm doing now, it might be fine, but I want to replace that. Or maybe it's just the fact that you just don't like what you're doing right now, and you really want to build something else up to take its place. You're tired of working for somebody else. You're tired of the things you're doing. You're tired of not living in your zone of genius. You're tired of just being somebody who's just a cog in the chain. I don't want it to be depressing, but that is the reason the majority of people start a new business venture of any size, is that they're looking to get out of that and getting into what they're truly uniquely called and qualified to do on this planet. All right. A lot of people will also want to have either a side hustle, side gig, or replace their income completely for the security of working for themselves. Now, I'm not going to say that working for yourself is built-in security. Absolutely not. And this is telling me I'm having a little bit of an issue, so I'm kind of vamping and delaying because I think at least one of our services is not connecting properly here. So I apologize for that in advance. Hopefully I can get past this. And if you're listening after the fact, I apologize for vamping midstream here. Maybe I can figure out some way to edit that out. Anyway, if you are, that threw me off. Security is something that is a why. It's a reason to make more money, is to have more security. And so if we don't feel that our position is secure in whatever we're doing, and believe me when I tell you, in 2021, I see a lot of that coming. So there could be a lot of reasons why security is something that you want to have more diversity for, or whatever. Those are reasons, those are what's. But the why behind it is that we either want that sense of security, we want that sense of freedom, we want that sense of purpose. For me, I've come to realize that the more I earn, the more I can give, which feeds into a part of how I'm wired, that I genuinely enjoy the freedom to be able to give recklessly. And I'm not the greatest guy with budgeting. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I actually don't like budgeting at all. One of the things that was a good thing for us to do was to get out of all of our consumer debt so that we could give much more freely. We could go to a restaurant and have much more to give, sort of thing. We knew we had the freedom to do that. Again, we're kind of reckless with that, I'll be honest, but at times that just feels really good to feel that leading and to bless someone with whatever they have. It might be a charity, things like that, or things we're being able to support. Being able to give above and beyond that 10% is a huge thing for us. And so that is a why of making money. So that's a big thing. But again, it all comes down to our mindset around money. So what I want to challenge you with today is that. So having the right attitude about money. There's a saying that goes around that money is the root of all evil. Now, this is really interesting because that is a saying of our modern era that's often attributed to the Bible, which is really amusing because what the Bible actually says is that the love of money is the root of all kinds of evils. It doesn't say that money itself is evil. There's no distinction there. It's saying that the love of that, the obsession with that sense of greed is the root of all kinds of evils. Now, I want you to hear me on this. And I don't care right now if you are somebody who is an entrepreneur or whatever, you need to understand this, that the love of money does not mean you've accumulated a lot of it. In fact, a lot of times in my life, I encounter people that have a mindset like I used to have, that money would only exist for other people if it was taken from me. In other words, I was a victim and they were over me because they had money. They had taken it from me. That is the love of money. That is not anything other than I love that money that was taken from me. That's that mindset. It's not true, but that's the mindset. So if you don't view money for what it is, then that is the root of all kinds of things, all kinds of evils, all greed, malice towards others, theft. These are the kind of things that come into our lives if we have that mindset of loving money. I know that's hard to hear, and some of you are probably tuning out right now. And you know what? Too bad. I'm going to keep saying it because it's absolutely true. When I learned to disconnect the emotion of money, then I learned that what it is a tool. It is a mechanism. It is something that I can create. Hear me on this. It's not something I take. It is something that I create. I create value out of the things I'm doing like this right now. This is creating value for you. Okay? That's what money is there to do, is to transfer that value and to have a mechanism of transference of value. You might hear this sometimes referred to as, these are certificates of appreciation when it comes to especially when it comes to currency, for example. Currency can be thought of as a certificate of appreciation. I'm giving you this dollar bill or whatever denomination it is out of appreciation for what you're giving to me. That is an exchange of value. Now, that money didn't have the same value when it was created as when I put it into work and did something with it. That's what creating wealth is. That's what creating value is. And so your mindset as an entrepreneur needs to be that it is not about being greedy. It's not about taking from other people. It's not about swindling. It is about serving first. And I do not concern myself with the mechanism with which you are serving. If you are not a person that is focused first on serving in order to create that wealth, to create that money, if you don't have that mindset, we should not be talking. Okay? If you just want to find a reason to get rich quick and swindle other people, I am not your guy. Period. I never will be. I will only ever speak the truth to you that service is what people need. Service is what you can provide. It doesn't matter if you're providing a literal service like you're doing delivery. It doesn't matter if you're creating a product like anything like this pen. This was created, right? This is a transference of I have a need to write. So somebody created a pen and I paid money for this pen, right? Actually, this particular pen was given to me as part of a conference I was part of this weekend. So it's kind of a weird transfer of value there. But nonetheless, my money was sent to somebody who sent somebody else some money to send some other people some money, to put some other money in here. And what resulted was something that serves my needs, to be able to write on a paper. That's what service is. Now, there's other things out there, I will say, that are very much writing a line between the people that love money and are trying to get more of it. We're going to talk more about that in the weeks to come. But that, by and large, is what we're talking about for this. So if you are somebody who wants to start or enhance a business you have on your own, like I said, it doesn't matter what serving you're doing, I am looking for more of you. And so keep tuned in the next coming weeks. We're going to have more ways to connect. I literally just decided that this is what I want to start doing. So this is the first of what will be many broadcasts. I'll be going live every single day in February, every single work day, I should say, in February. I'll be going live with various things we're going to be talking about. So if you are somebody who is a newer entrepreneur, Mondays are your day for right now. That might change, but that's your day for right now. Now, if you are already an entrepreneur, and it doesn't matter what your level you're at, if you're already just have a side venture or whatever, and this is especially true for those of you that serve an audience by bringing them information you have or teaching them something, whether that's writing books or courses or membership or whatever things you do to serve them, blogs, all that kind of thing. If that's your jam, you will probably be interested in what I'm doing on Tuesdays, which is to talk kind of just in a more humorous kind of way about being a squirrelpreneur. A squirrelpreneur is somebody who is just out there and trying to do something, and then somebody launches a product that sounds really good for them, and they're like, oh, yeah, this is what I've been missing. So they do that. And then they start doing that, and then later that year or whenever somebody else launches a product that has a whole new promise and the delivery, and they say, ooh, that's what I'm missing. I need to stop what all these things I'm doing. I need to go for that. That's what a squirrelpreneur does. And that has described my life for the last few years. And it wasn't until I really started to focus that it all came into being able to actually serve people in meaningful ways. It took a lot of mental effort and focus. And so that is what I'm going to be doing for all of you, is to help those of you that would classify yourselves as squirrelpreneurs. So that is Tuesdays, your day for that. On Wednesdays, I'm going to be talking specifically to those of you that are Christians and aspiring entrepreneurs at any level. Yeah, this is called the 11 Talents, something or another, hour or whatever, however like the time that's going to be. But that'll be a discussion. Hoping to have some guests on. This will be very much more of a podcast kind of a thing, much less small digestible tips like this, much more into broader topics. So watch for that on Wednesdays. And then Thursdays, I'm serving my IT audience, as well as Fridays are kind of dedicated to office hours and hangouts and that sort of thing. So watch for that coming all this month in February. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do for today. I don't want to take up a lot more of your time, because time is money. Anyway, that's the tip for today. Tune in next week, Monday. We're going to keep trying this time, see if this works out. We'll adjust as necessary. But right now, it's going to be set for Monday at 10:30 Central Time. Hope to see you then. Until then, my name is DJ Eshelman, and whatever you're doing out there in the world, make sure you try and leave it a little better than you found it. Cheers, everybody. See you next time.